So many free ways, right? Creating t-shirts are free. Create a design and free Canva, put it over there. It just takes time, and that's not free, and that's where laziness comes in. And that's just it. That's just it. It needs to be removed and rebuked. I rebuke that from you in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. The grace that's upon my life, laziness is gone in the mighty name of Jesus, right? Investing in yourself. Investing in yourself. Why? Why wouldn't you invest in yourself? Do you think you're a failure? You're no good? Nothing good is going to come out of you? What? Really? Invest in yourself, right? Invest in self. Invest in self. You know another way I invest in myself? I write books, ebooks, quick reads. Remember, I have 2 published books already, right? But I write books. I come on here and do live. I share my knowledge, right? I have a master's in leadership. I have an MBA, master's in business. I share that information. I invested in myself, right? I sure did. I put the time in, got those degrees. I put the time in, do what it takes. I put the time in, sitting at home, realizing I have this 3-year-old over here. I don't want to send to daycare and school or to somebody else to raise her, I want to be at home with her, right? So I needed to learn how to make money at home so I can keep this baby I had, right? Single parent. I'm like, oh my goodness, didn't this happen the first time? I have 2 older children. Didn't the same thing happen before? Now I did it again, the same thing. I'm like, Jesus. I got another baby, single parent, 3 years old. The other 2 I had, I worked my butt off 12-hour days, 6 days a week, and my baby was in daycare, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And I had to do that though, right? And now, this one, I said, nah, I'm not going to work and just... All I'm going to have time to do is wake up, get her ready to go to daycare, come home late, feed her, bathe her, and go to bed. Don't spend time with her. No, somebody else seeing her first and raising her. I'm not doing that. So what did I have to do? I had to learn how to make business, run a business from home, make money from home. I had to learn how to do these things so that I can stay at home with my daughter, right? So I had to take the money that I had and invest in myself. I had to learn how to multiply it and flip it so I can live with my daughter every single day, right? So that's what I did. I invested in myself, right? You think, oh, if I write this book, anybody gonna buy it? Shoot, yeah. It's over 7-8 billion people out here. Somebody gonna buy my book. Somebody gonna invest in me. Somebody's going to be like, hey, I like the way she talks. I like the way she thinks. I like the way she writes. I like what she's doing. I like how she's overcame. These things people will do. The person next to me might not want to. The person next door might not want to. But it's over 7 billion people in this world. And how am I going to reach them? That is where I have to sit down, write it down, plan it out, mark it, get myself out there, right? I have to stay consistent, right? Why? Because I am not going to a 9 to 5. I gave that up for what? 12-hour shifts at home, right? With this baby. I'm not sending that baby anywhere until it's time, right? I need to make money from home so I can raise my daughter, right? That is so I invested in myself. Opportunities for advancement. I stay there, right? And then I also, number 22, fear of taking risks. Why is there a fear of taking risks? It's like a fear of failure. Whatever it is, it's fear. And you know that there is faith. This fear is faith in the enemy. There are 3 kinds of faith. Faith in God, the God kind of faith. You have the faith of Satan, the devil. You have the faith of the enemy. And you have your human faith, right? Your flesh faith, right? Human faith is no more than what you can see. You're not going to do that as far as your faith goes. Faith in the enemy is fear. That means it's not the opposite of faith. You have faith in the enemy. That's what it is, right? And then you have the God kind of faith, the same faith that he used to create the world, the same faith that pleases him, right? So you have these different, when you got fear of taking risks, you fear of advancing, moving forward, growing up, maturing, stepping out, right? You have that fear. You're stuck in a comfort zone. So when I wrote that book, Fear, and a lot of people have books out there, Faith Over Fear. Faith, my fear is an acronym. you're going to face everything and run, or you're going to face everything and rise, baby. You got to face it and rise. Who gives a rat's tail? When you're not a people pleaser, you don't care about failing. You don't care. And who said you failed if you learned? That's why it's impossible for me to fail. That's why it's impossible. Why? Because I learned. When I started dating that pimp, then I got my butt beat up, and then he wanted me to do some stuff. Oh, yeah. I know. I realized right then, get my butt up and get out of this relationship, right? But it wasn't because I wasn't afraid of moving forward. Yeah, I was moving forward. I even went over there, but I learned from that situation, and I definitely bet you I ain't never date another pimp. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I learned from these things. When I failed statistics, not once, not twice, but 3 times, I realized statistics isn't for me. What did I do? I took the alternative class, right? And then statistics became easy. I'm like, is this what it is? Do you understand? But I stuck with it and kept failing, and I never passed statistics on paper. No, I didn't. What I did was took the alternative and passed it, and then learned statistics, right? It took a minute, but it did. I failed it as in my bachelor's, but I got it together with my master's, right? Fear of failing. Who knew? You know, there's no fear of failing when I learned. I was going to get that master's in business, and you best believe I got my master's in business. But I had to go through some things, right? There was a time I was being evicted, and I had my newborn baby, and I had to stay in these classes and write all these papers. I'm like, Jesus, how do I overcome this? I had to take a 6-month sabbatical from my school, and I was like, Lord, I don't even know if I'm going to go back. Then I went back, got the MBA, and also got a master's in leadership. Oh my goodness, a 2-for-1 deal, but I didn't quit. Fear of failure, why? Because fear of failure comes when you're a people pleaser. When you pleasing people, failure exists. When you pleasing and investing in yourself, you're not failing, you're learning, you're overcoming, right? So the next one is, if you continue to surround yourself with negative influences, right? Oh my goodness. When you surround yourself with negativity. Negativity. With negativity. When you surround yourself around negativity, that's the soup, a pot right there of nothing but poverty. Because that negative mindset isn't going to allow you to do anything. That negative mindset is going to always see the worst or the bad in things. That negative mindset is always going to keep you thinking below or beneath, right? Those around you are always going to be thinking beneath your potential, their potential, and you'll never rise with thinking like that, right? When you're always in the down, the gloom, and the darkness of thoughts, you'll never rise above into the light. Not once. So if you surround yourself with people like that, nothing. You're around somebody who always, girl, ain't nothing happened to me good. This happened and this is always this. You realize that they speech, they blame others. You realize in their speech that they're not getting ahead because the way they think. And if you sit there with them, you be like, is that what you got out of that? When you start to question yourself or the minds of those around you, you know it's time to change circles, right? And I'm going to do a suggestion here. Get out of a circle, boo-boo. You're like, oh, I need a circle so I can see. But the people behind you be stabbing you in your back, throwing those negative thoughts and confessions and declarations your way. What's coming at you from the left and the right? Don't do a circle wherever that came about. You either stand by yourself and you're married and your partner, all right. But if you need to, as far right here, you can see, you can reach, you can tangibly grab. You don't need a circle. Why do you need so many people? You can have a lot of business partners. You can go ahead with, but that's it. It's a business relationship. That's it. You get these coaches and you mentors, and those are the people that are there, not in no circle. face to face. Why you gotta be face to face? Why you gotta be coming at me at an angle? Face to face, right? We're linear here. We're not going in a circle. I'm telling you. Think about people who say, oh, girl, my closest friend, the ones I had close to me. David said the ones who put their feet under my table was the one who did these things to me, right? Your best friend is the one who betrays you and takes all your thoughts and everything that you said to them. Those are the ones that can hurt you the most, right? Why do you even have to have a best friend? What's wrong with you? You know? Think about it. Think about it. Think about Jesus's circle. Yeah, you say he had 12 disciples, then it narrowed it down to 3 of those, right? And then 1 betrayed him, right? The others scattered and ran abroad, right? And he was left by himself. When he died and rose again on the 3rd day, he was by himself, not with any friends. I'm telling you, rethink your friends if this is something, because we've talked about this in poverty more than once on the people around you, right? So think about these the people you associate yourself with, right? Primarily the first 5 people that are in your phone. Think about that. Think about the people who have access to you, who call you, talk to you, stop by your house and come over. No. People have tried to be my friends. And where are they now? No, pick your friends. Don't let your friends pick you, right? And so number 24. Ignore financial literacy, right? You don't want to learn about finances, right? When you don't want to learn about the one thing that's going to increase you in life, it's like learning how to do ebooks, right? I was writing everything in Word, a Word document, then sending it to Blurb, publishing it, and doing things that way. So I do these many steps. Then I had to learn Canva. Canva, what? I can take that Word document, send it over to a PDF in Canva. It's already written for me. I put a cover on it, and I have an ebook that I can sell immediately. Costs me nothing. But when I was publishing my book, I had to write it in Word. Well, I chose write it in Word, a document, send it to another writing program, which I was using Blurb at the time. I don't even know if that's still around. I was writing it in Blurb. Then you had to write it in Blurb, right? So then you had to use their platform, and then you had to sell from their store or buy the book. Oh my goodness, the money I spent trying to publish a book, which I never will do again. Amazon Kindle, ebooks, PDF files. Oh my goodness, for free. Then when you buy the book, $5, $10. Your life changes. All the books and the digital documents that I have written, that I like to buy. I have a library in my home that I enjoy and I love, right? Bookcases and bookcases on books and books and books, right? I love the tangible hardback, but I do enjoy on Amazon Kindle or iBooks, right? Hallelujah. I love reading. Therefore, I love books, right? I love to read and write. So learn something about what's going to grow you financially in your business. You might not even have a business. Who cares? I had to learn how to make t-shirts, right? I had to learn financial literacy. Okay, if I use this program to create this t-shirt in Canva, then I put it over here on Teespring. And then how do I sell it? How do I get it out? How do I let people know about it, right? I had to learn what the platform allows, how to market it, where I can link it to my store that is linked to on YouTube at Alwonza, right? YouTube at Alwonza. My store is linked on Instagram at Alwonza, right? My store is linked on TikTok. I have places. I have Etsy, right? Can you imagine? I had to learn these platforms. Take time to learn. Be a sponge. I'm telling you, invest in yourself and learn something new. It is beneficial and you won't regret it. And if you only rely on one source of income, you are setting yourself up for failure. Relying on only one source of income, if it's gone, that's it. In Ecclesiastes 1, I have a free ebook. If you would like to read about it, you can go to moneyismental.org, and that homepage right there put your email in and get that book. It tells you, what does God say about having multiple streams of income? And you be like, oh, God don't believe in prosperity and all of this. Don't believe what people tell you. Go read it for yourself. In Ecclesiastes 11, 1 through 8. I have the free ebook and I write it down. I broke it down to you. It's up to you. You can pick it up at any of my sites, or you can go read it for yourself, which I highly encourage. I would love for you to get my ebook, but if not, I highly encourage you to read Ecclesiastes 11, 1 through 8. God tells you right there that you should have at least 8 streams of income. He says 7 is good, but 8 is better. He tells you how many streams of income. Don't put all your ducks in one thing, because if it fails, that's it, right? And if it blows up, that's good, right? You have multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. That is the best thing that you can do for yourself, is have multiple streams of income. Because while one is seasonal, my t-shirts blow up all the time, right? But in seasons, if I did seasons, what if I did Father's Day, right? And I just push my t-shirts, Father's Day, and I get a big splurge in purchases, right? But then after Father's Day, then what? We got another holiday come. We got another, and it only comes around once a year, Father's Day, right? So then, does that mean that I only make money once a year? Then what are the other 7 businesses doing while I'm waiting for this t-shirt business for Father's Day to roll around again, right? You have to go, and if you do seasonal businesses like that, right? Or you can have a coaching session or mentors or membership that go year round. Things, you have to find different ways to make money and what works, and when to feed it and when to withdraw and feed the other businesses, right? It is about doing more than one thing at a time, right? And then you can stay impoverished if you neglect your health and well-being. If you neglect your health, what strength do you have to run your multiple streams of income? What strength do you have to run your multiple businesses? If you neglect your health, then you're paying for pharmacies and medicines and doctor visits, right? Yes, you may have a good insurance at your job, but then you got to take time off to go to the job. If you're not salaried to the hospital, if you're not salary, then what? Right? And then you have more illnesses, so now you have to increase your insurance policy on your job. So now you have to pay more for your annual insurance, right? Think about it. And if poor people eat poorly. They do. They have a mindset to eat a bunch of sugars, potato chips, fast food, a poor mindset. You spend money on stuff you're just gonna poop out and never see again. And you just flush it away. And then you repeat the cycle and do it all over again. It's insanity, right? And it keeps you poor. Your eating habits, your spending habits, oh my goodness. Your health suffers from that. Your mind suffers from that, right? Cancers and everything thrives off those sugars. Just simple health knowledge. I'm telling you, you starve cancer. I guarantee you. These some arthritis, you have all these minerals that are collecting in your joints and causing all this pain, and the doctor say now you have arthritis, when all it has to be you change your diet. Now you have this diagnosis running around with you, and now your mindset is weak because now you're saying, oh, I have arthritis. Now you are confessing that instead of confessing great things over your life. You're confessing sickness and illness because a doctor said it. Who's a doctor? Who cares what a doctor says? That don't get me over there, right? So when you disregard your mental and physical health, it shows, and it comes for your money. Everything is coming for your money. It's 2 gods here. It's the God, the living God, the true and living God. And then there's money. And you're going to serve one or the other. And then the 27. Refuse help. When you refuse help and advice, someone is out there thriving and doing better than you in an area, and you're like, oh my gosh, I like what they're doing. Oh, I wish I could do it. Well, what hinders you from doing it, right? What hinders you from going to get that advice and knowledge that you need, from tuning in, tapping in, paying for their services, right? You might need a mentor, a financial mentor, because you just don't know where to start with your finances. You might need a business coach because you don't know where to start with your business, or you're at a stuck standpoint with your business, or you need to do more with your businesses, right? Or you need to market your business, right? You need to get marriage counseling. Why would you refuse help and advice from people who have been there, done that, or can definitely help you out in that area? They have an education, right? Just because the doctor said you have arthritis, go read about arthritis. Don't receive and you be like, oh, maybe because I did this, this, and this is why my body is reacting this way. You take that and then you start to refuse it and rebuke it. There are ways that you can get your health and life back without a doctor, you know? I'm not saying deny medical help. I am saying there are ways that you don't have to just give in to everything that they say. If somebody say, I'm going to kill you, you will stay away from them. You will stay away from them, right? You will do something better. You will learn ways to avoid them, right? Or if the doctors say don't eat no more potato chips because you're high blood pressure, then you refrain from those things, right? You're taking the doctor's advice. Why can't you take a counselor's advice on finances, on marriage, on business? Why can't you? You take the doctor's advice, but you won't take the advice of someone else to help you grow your business. That's what a coach and a mentor is. That is why we are here and created to help one another, right? And then number 28, you do one or all of the above. If you have seen yourself in any of these 27 that we have listed, that I have listed, consider your mindset. Remove yourself from those things, those peoples, those atmosphere, those thoughts. We have to pull down every stronghold that goes against us for prosperity and wealth and riches. We have to bring our flesh under subjection from being impulsive spending or remaining in ignorance and stupidity. That is everything I say is a number one cause. That too is a number one cause. Number two, to remain in poverty, right? Lack of knowledge is why you perish. Lack of knowledge. It's so much knowledge out here, so many voices. Choose one, focus on what they say, do, and stick with it. Be consistent with it and get out of poverty. It's just a mindset. If you do one or all of these things, take them off and change them. What you don't want to do is be found having these things in your life on a regular, doing them all the time, right? Definitely habitual, or definitely year after year after year, right?